Hello, welcome. My name is Frederick Marx, and I am your host today. Thank you for joining us for the latest edition of Keelingo Live, where we talk about all things translation and the ways we and other companies like us fuel globalization and generally make people's lives better. On this program, we'd like to invite guests that have something valuable to share, interesting stories, or generally just like to have fun. If this is your first time or you're a frequent flyer, we're happy you're here. Our audience includes professionals both inside and outside of the translation industry. There's something for everyone here, and we're always happy to provide a platform for any professional with a great story or something of value to share. Please let us know if there's some topic that you'd like us to cover or a guest you'd like us to invite for a future episode. If you've not already done so, please be sure to subscribe to Keelingo. We love that. And follow us on your preferred platform so you'll always be in the know when we publish future episodes or cover a topic that is of particular interest to you. So, this is our second in a live series. If you're tuning in for the second one, I just want to, what happened in that first one, but I want to take just a minute and review for anybody that's new. We're talking about life hacks. And what is a life hack? It can mean different things to different people, but it's basically things that make life easier. And in a professional context, that can help you gain productivity. In the first episode, I had two amazing Keelingoers join me, Agustina Luciano, who's our director of production, and Ludmila Albello, who's our director of technology and innovation. August, as she's known here at Keelingo, was all about organization. Whether it's her fridge or a complex language services engagement, August takes control of her environment through checklists. Not sure if you remember that or not, but her life hack was checklists. This is a life hack that surely helps countless people, but it's often overlooked. We discussed how every time you get on an airplane, the pilots are going through detailed checklists, and thank God for that. And we all know that the air is the safest way to travel, so we know checklists, they have a great result. Maybe we need checklists before we get behind the wheel of our cars. Who knows? Maybe we'll save that for a later episode. And continuing it with our review, Lou, as we affectionately refer to Ludmila here at the office, talked about risk management. Remember that so much of language services, and maybe your job too, if you're not in language services, is dealing with complexity. If you're doing it right, you're saving customers the anxiety of selling their products and services in global markets and allowing them to focus on their core competencies. So risk management is the art of seeing all the things that could go wrong before they do and choosing the right path based on that analysis. So that was episode 1. And today I'm super happy that we're going to be talking in episode 2 to 2 more rockstar Keelingoers to share their favorite life hacks. So let's go ahead and get started. Once again, my name is Frederick Marx, and I'm going to be your host for today's show. Please remember to subscribe to Keelingo on your preferred channel. Follow us on LinkedIn or generally get in touch. We'd love to hear from you both during and after today's episode. We don't have all the answers here, but we think it's great to get people together and discuss interesting topics. If you've got something interesting to share, please let us know. So joining me on today's show are Virginia Careto and Alexis Ortega. Welcome to Keelingo Live, Vir and Ale.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Frederick. Hi, Ale. Really nice to see you, and thank you so much for this invitation. I love being
Awesome.
here with you.
How are you?
Everyone.
I'm doing great, actually. I'm doing great. I'm really excited about this new episode. I love talking about life hacks and how they can improve our lives, not only at work but also outside work. So I'm really excited about this
And
opportunity.
how about you, Ale? Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
Hi, Frederick. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. And I am as well super excited to talk about my favorite life hacks and to hear about what Beer has to tell us. So thank you, everyone, for being here. And I was really looking forward to this opportunity. So thank you.
That's awesome. Well, one of the selfish pleasures that I get to enjoy as a result of hosting these episodes is that I get to interact with my colleagues. There's no water cooler in the world of remote work where people in a normal office setting get to gather around and just kind of chit chat or catch up on the day's events. We're spread all over the world. Maybe you are too. So uh, we welcome you to our water cooler, as it were. And I'm just so excited that I get to speak with my colleagues today. And this, to me, is a welcome respite in an otherwise crazy first day of the month. And that's right, it's the 1st of March. So we're already through January and February. I really just can't believe that. So, Vir, how about you get us started and introduce yourself?
Of course. Well, I'm Virginia Careto. I'm the VP of Operations at Kilingo. I've been working at Kilingo since 2015, so it's been 7 years working together. I'm really excited because even though I've been working for such a long time, what I love about project management is that every time I open my email every morning, I have new challenges to work on. So I love that dynamism. And well, my role at the company is to ensure that all the operational activities are running smoothly and that the project managers have the right resources and, of course, my support to accomplish all their objectives. So I'm very happy with my position at Kilingo.
Thank you, Vir. And they've been 7 amazing years, might I
Yeah.
add. I just want to add a fun fact about Vir. Just it's important for you to get to know us, I think. Um, Outside of her work as the VP of Operations here at Kilingo, she is an amazing cook. During my annual trip to Argentina, Vir was kind enough to invite me to her home for a traditional asado, if you know what that is. And Vir, everything was organized so well, and it's no surprise because she's an amazing project manager. And looking back on that night, I thought to myself that it makes sense that it was an amazing evening because Vir applies the same dedication to her work as she does to her dinner party. So it's great to be with you here today, Vir.
Thanks so much. I don't want to cry. It's not the stage for crying, but it makes me feel very emotional because thank you so much. I am very dedicated. I love organizing. I
Yes.
love organizing plans, birthdays, projects. So thank you so much. And I love that memory when you came home and we have an amazing dinner. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, Ale, it's your turn. Introduce yourself, please.
Okay. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Alexis. I'm the technology solutions lead at Kilingo, and I've been working in the company for 4 years since 2019. And since then, I've never stopped learning. I mean, there is always something new to learn. I develop all the knowledge I have today from a lot of sources, starting from my initial training at Kilingo, from project management courses, from agile methodologies, and even so from my own curiosity of knowing how technologies work and how can we do things better, and research and research. And I'm really excited to be here today talking with you and well, wanted to
Awesome.
share a little bit of ideas.
Well, we're going to get into your ideas very shortly, a little bit later in the episode. But I also want to share something interesting about Ale is that Ale is the person or one of the persons. Thank you. Thankfully, we have multiple people in Kilingo that are like this. But no matter how stressful things get in the office, seems like you can always count on Ale to be the one that makes a funny joke or whip, or he just lightens the mood in the office. He always has a smile on his face, and so you are the picture of calm in the storm, my friend. So I'm really excited for you to tell us your insights as we go through today.
Well, thank you, Frederick. It makes me really happy to hear you say that because I like to ease the tension when things happen or things are a little crazy, and I think joking is just a natural thing that I do. And well, thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, no worries. Well, I think that it's probably a good idea just for the audience, before we get into the life hacks themselves, is just to really, understand a little bit more about you. And one thing that is often curious to me is how you got involved in project management. And we'll ask Bea to come back in a second to also tell us her story, but I'd be very interested in your story, Ale, and I think the audience would be as well. Like, tell us, what is your background? Did you study project management, or did you come to it later? And I obviously know some of the answers to these questions because I know, of course. But for the audience's benefit, just let us into your world a little bit in regards to your background.
Well, I was not in touch with the translation industry because I started working at a very young age, and I worked in sales for 7 to 8 years. And then I came across to this person who talks to me about project management and in the translation industry. And as she was telling me the responsibilities she has and what she does for a living, I was simply amazed. I was thinking, wow, I really do want I really do want to do that for a living. I mean, I always liked the English language and I wanted to learn more, but I didn't know about project management. So I investigated a little, and at some point I came across to this job opportunity, and I was a little doubtful, and but I was a little curious too. So I was thinking, well, if I ever gonna try this, it better be sooner than later. And I applied,
Yeah.
and that is when I met Beer and Agus. They interviewed me for about an hour, and well, next thing I know, I was in and I was to start showing up for my training. So it is a happy ending story.
Yeah, and it's been great. Vir, I'm sure the audience is curious about your background as well. I'd love to hear, and I know a lot of these answers once again, but for the audience's benefit, tell us how you became to be, or you came to be in project management, interested in the field to begin with, and ultimately rose to the position of VP of operations.
Of course. Okay, it was 2015. I was about to finish college. I studied English translation, English into Spanish translation at the School of Languages in Cordova. And I wanted to start working on the translation industry because I was always very passionate about how language connects people. And at the same time, I'm very sociable. So uh, for me, it's a passion to help and support people to connect with others. So I got this news about an internship at Kilingo, and I started doing some research about the translation agency and how it works. And I said, okay, I don't know anything about project management, but I will try. So uh, I remember that I was really excited. I started working, and it was the end of the first date, and I wanted to be back again. And I said, okay, I want to come back again tomorrow and continue learning. And that passion never finished. I mean, I love being here. I love dedicating to project management and leadership. For me, working on the translation industry and especially on project management is my dream work. I'm able to perform. I'm able to use my strengths, facing several challenges every day, and learning from the best people. We had an amazing team. We have an amazing team of colleagues, and I love learning from them every day. And of course, for you too.
Thank you, Vir. And by the way, we're getting some really cool comments in the chat here that add to your list of many accomplishments. In addition to being a great cook, I see here you're great at making drinks, empanadas.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, you've got a lot of great skills. But
I think that everyone wants to come and have dinner today. That's why they are adding the comments.
knocking on your door soon. Well, for the audience's benefit, we should probably shift in today to today's topics, which are life hacks, and that's an important note to make as well. We're gonna be online here for about 45 minutes. We're already about 15 minutes in, so we've got about 30 minutes to talk to you guys, and we're not sure where in your day this is coming. Hopefully, it's a welcome, let's say, block of time in your day where you can maybe, I don't know, shift from the stress of whatever it is you're working on, and spend some time with us. We're happy that you're here. And once again, please don't forget to follow Kilingo. Send us your chat messages, send us your ideas for topics. We'd love to talk to you and hear from you. So without further ado, we are going to shift into today's topic, which, as you remember from the intro, is life hacks. And we are in episode 2. And we've got the best person on screen here to talk about this subject. Vir, why don't you go ahead and share with the audience what your favorite life hack is?
Sure, of course. Well, today I will be sharing with all of you my newest life hack, which I recently discovered thanks to a personal experience. And it's related to time thieves. So a few months ago, I ran into an article.
Wait a minute. I just want to make sure that everybody got that. And I'm playing the role of time thief right now. So I just want to make sure everybody understands what she said, because Vir can sometimes talk fast, and I just want to make sure everybody understood. Vir is going to be talking to you about things that steal your time, or about time thieves. So please go on. Great topic.
Of course. Well, I was telling you that a few months ago I ran into an article it was about time thieves. That was the phrase on the title. So at first sight, I thought that it was something related to a crime story or a detective story, which are the stories that I love the most. So I started reading, and then I learned that it's actually a concept related to time management efficiency. So I was more attracted to this topic. And it is thanks to this article that I could put a name to a very familiar face for me at work. And you can laugh about this anecdote. I will be sharing a personal story, because it is kind of usual for me that I'm at home, I'm in my office, I'm focused on a very particular task, and suddenly someone rings the doorbell. And that's the time when the marathon starts for me, because India, my dog, starts barking very loudly. The ring itself is very loud. I live on a second floor, so I need to run down the stairs very quickly so that the person outside doesn't leave. And at the same time, I'm begging not to fall down the stairs because I need to continue working. So, and most of the times when I open the door, the person outside has already left.
Oh my God.
It sounds funny, but for me, it's kind of annoying and frustrating, because even though I do my cardio active pause at work, it's difficult for me to come back to the computer and reconnect to the task I was performing before that stressful moment for me. So wow. I learned, yeah.
Sorry, I got to jump in here, Vir, because I mean, who can't relate to having time thieves in their lives? I mean, exactly. This is such a common problem in everybody's hyper busy world that we live in. And I'm not even going to go into it because it's cliche now, but everybody knows, I mean, your actual doorbell rang. So that was a great visual of seeing you running for the door while you're probably in an important meeting, or working on something important, trying to solve a problem that's going to help a customer or help you get through your day. And boom, you're interrupted. I think the doorbell that everybody can relate to is email. You know, you're trying to work, and suddenly your email goes off, or your Skype goes off, or whatever platform you use to communicate with other people, it starts going off, and it makes work harder to get done. So this is an extraordinary life hack, because I know that everybody in the professional world deals with these. So what for you is a time thief here?
My time thief?
What does it mean?
Yeah. My time thief for me is a behavior, a situation, or even an environmental element coming from the outside that make us waste our valuable time. we need to take into account that we cannot buy time. I
Mm.
mean, it's a very limited resource. So if we start thinking about how valuable our time is, we will be able to take some actions on them, on it, in order to be more effective and to optimize our time.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I'm sure that people at the audience can tell several things about which are their time thieves. But for instance, as you mentioned, there are some external time thieves that we cannot prevent them. If we have our cell phone here and someone starts calling, you need to pick it up, and that is a distraction. Then we have messages, meetings, background noise. When you have buildings, constructions inside and next to your house. I have a kindergarten next to my house, which I love listening to the kids in the morning. But when I have meetings, I need to close everything because they play a lot outside. So these are all kind of interruptions that make you stop doing what you're focused on.
Mm.
So, and I know that everyone deals with this problem, but what I found very particular, and I like it to transfer this knowledge with you, is that I don't know if we pay attention to which are our actual time thieves. So I'm bringing
Yes.
this concept so after this event, everyone can start thinking about who are their own time thieves.
Awesome. Well, I encourage everybody in the audience, please send us what are your most annoying, frustrating, anger-inducing time thieves, and how do you solve them? And Vir, I want to continue on this path a little bit because time thieves, it can be such a broad topic. I'd
Yeah.
like for the audience to narrow it down. What, for example, are your three top time
Yeah.
thieves?
Okay, as you mentioned, there are a lot of time thieves, and everyone will have different ones. So I'm inviting the audience to pay attention in this like a game. If you want to face your time thieves, you have like 2 moments. The first
Mm.
one is to identify them. So the three top time thieves that I'm sure that everyone has is distractions or interruptions. Whenever you are working from home or from the office, the interruptions are kind of inevitable, sorry, during your working hours. Whether you're working alone or with people, they are very common. Then the second one is related to hard workload and procrastination. They come together because if you have too much tasks on your pipeline as priority work, you will end up leaving things for the next day, and then the next day you will be doing the same. So you will be ending up like running in circles, knowing without knowing what to do first, so as to alleviate that workload.
Mm.
And the third one is related to unclear goal setting and conflicting priorities.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes we have an objective and we want to accomplish something, but we haven't invested the necessary time on planning that objective.
Okay.
So if you have unclear goal settings and you don't know how to make progress on that, I'm sure that you will feel frustrated and with several obstacles. But
Awesome.
the good news is that all these obstacles can be tackled if you take action on them.
Well, obviously, that's going to be my next question for you. Everybody is dealing with these time thieves every day. Enlighten us, Veer. How do we solve this problem?
Okay, I will be sharing just four. We have a lot of solutions, but I like to share with you the solutions that are very effective for me. The first one, which may sound easy, but it's one of the most challenging one, is eliminating the distractions. If
Mm.
you have your cell phone close, put it in another room, turn off your notifications, close unnecessary tabs in your computer that you're not currently using, find a quiet place to work without too much things. And something that is very important for me is to block calendar for focus time. If you
Okay.
block a meeting, or if you put a meeting with yourself, everyone will know that you will be busy. so no one will interrupt you on that. That's the first one.
Okay, so just to go back and review, eliminating distractions and adding focus time are one way to solve this. And as we have talked about on these episodes before, we don't have all of the answers. And we're inviting the audience to share your solutions as well. And this is amazingly interesting. I've already seen in the chat that people are taking notes about this. And I just want to refer back to something that you said earlier. If your phone is ringing, you have to answer it. No, you don't. You don't have to answer it all the time. As a matter of fact, I get so many calls that I don't know if your iPhone does this, but mine does. It says it's a potential spam call. I mean, if I just unconsciously grabbed my phone and answered it every time, I'd never get any work done. So I think that there's a lot of things that people do throughout their day that they don't really have to do. You don't have to answer. I think the doorbell is one that you probably need to answer, but the phone maybe not. And so let's go on. That's one. Eliminate distractions. What's number two?
Well, the second one is set priorities and stay flexible. By identifying your most important tasks on the pipeline, focus on completing one priority at a time. And you need to be flexible on that, because I'm sure it is very likely that priorities may change every day. So that's the second one. And the third one is...
Wait 1 second. Yeah. I just want to say, you were getting some really cool chat messages here. We just got one from Martino Romelo, who says, others' urgency shouldn't be yours necessarily. So, exactly. I mean, somebody's there trying to steal your time, and you're like, no, I'm stopping this robbery right here. So you have to be conscious of that. I think that's a really good thing to remember. All right. Eliminate distractions, set priorities, and stay flexible. And what's number three?
I wanted to add that we have stickers on our computers with that phrase, with the phrase that Marty just posted on the chat. So as to remind ourselves every day that sometimes there are some urgencies that are not ours. So that's a fun fact. The third one, be smart and use technology on your side by using productivity tools that help you to streamline your workflow and also save time. If you have your priorities and tasks organized under a productivity tool like Trello or Asana, you will be able to have a dashboard with priorities, with delivery times that will help you organize with your current workflow.
That's awesome. And just for the audience's benefit, I know that the landscape of productivity tools in the technology world it's like going to the grocery store and trying to buy a wine. You don't know which one is good or bad, unless it comes from Argentina. It's probably good. But everybody, Veer mentioned Trello. She mentioned Asana. These are just two productivity tools. Maybe you have your own. Share them in the chat with us. If you've got any other special productivity tools, we'd love to hear it. Okay, so we've gone through the top three: eliminate distractions, set priorities, productivity tools. And what's number four?
And as a bonus track, and for me, the most important one, take breaks. Because breaks will improve your productivity, your efficiency. They will help you to reduce stress. And I would also suggest that everyone dedicates the last 15 minutes of their work in completing, in setting the priorities for the next day, because that will allow you to open the computer in the morning and know from which activity you will start working. Which is your first priority in the morning. So awesome. That tool has been very helpful for me. And sometimes people don't want to take breaks because they prefer to stay like 8 hours in the computer. But it's very interesting how the productivity changes if you take small breaks like every hour.
I always think about a metaphor when I think about this one. It's the metaphor of sharpening your axe. A lot of people have heard the story about the two lumberjacks, and they were competing on who could chop down the most trees. And one guy decided he was going to work 7 days chopping trees all day long. Another guy said, well, I'm going to take one day and sharpen the axe and see what happens. And the guy that sharpened the axe wins every time. And I think that that applies to your workday as well. Take 15 minutes throughout the course of your day at appropriate times to sharpen your axe. And so, Vir, these are amazing insights. Thank you so much. And before I leave you, we got to at least leave some time for Ale here. But this is such an amazing topic. Um, is there anything else that you can sort of leave the audience with as we close this chapter on time thieves? Is there any tool or any closing comment that you have about time thieves? Of course, we're going to come back to you later before we say goodbye, but one last nugget if you have one.
Of course. As you can see, I could say that I'm kindly obsessed with optimizing time and finding tools to optimize my time more and more. So I'm currently reading a book that is called The Art of Doing Twice in half the time by Jeff Sutherland, which is one of the creators of the Scrum methodology. And this book has reinforced in me the importance of reinventing and doing things in a different way when I feel stuck or when I feel that a situation doesn't flow the way it is supposed to be. So I highly recommend the book. I know that there are a lot of people at the audience that love reading books, so I wanted to share this with you. And I also encourage everyone to follow my new life hack about detecting our time thieves and face them accordingly.
Yeah. Vir, it's so amazing to have you on the show today. These are amazing insights. I'm certain that the audience got some benefit out of this, and people are going to spread the word and come back to our next episode just because they listened to you today. So thank you so much for joining us, and we're definitely going to come back to you before saying goodbye to everyone. But thank you so much, and we're going to shift gears to Ale now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Ale, welcome back. Everything's still going all right? You didn't let any time thieves creep into your day as we were talking there?
No, Beer got my attention talking about time thieves, which I agree it's a very interesting topic. I mean,
Yeah,
of course,
absolutely.
it is great. I mean, identifying and tackle them is crucial for efficiency. And as she was talking, I was thinking, okay, what would be mine? What would my main one? And I do believe is uncertainty,
Is what?
because uncertainty,
Oh, uncertainty. Okay. Something
uncertainty,
that we
yes.
all deal with.
Because sometimes when a new situation arises, I get like this mental fog feeling,
Mhm.
like my head is all about questions. I mean, what do I do now? What should I do? How can I proceed with this situation? And
Yeah.
I know that this happens a lot to project managers because it's from my daily interactions with people that they tell me that they are the same. They have the same feeling. So
Yeah. Well,
um,
I'm sure that they do. And I think just as professionals, we're all trying to do more with less. We're working with distance sometimes and using technology. And I think that Vir's life hack was amazing. Time thieves, and we've only got about 9 minutes left if we're going to stay on schedule today. And I'm really anxious, Ale, to get into your life hack. So let's add another amazing life hack to the list and hear what yours is.
perfect. So the first thing that came to my mind to solve my time thieves is brainstorming. So
Oh,
I think it is a great technique because putting all your ideas in a piece of paper, this technique fosters creativity, and it is amazing. I mean, I like that brainstorming prioritizes quantity over quality because it releases you from the idea of, okay, I have to make the best idea or nothing. So
yeah,
when you take that weight off from your shoulders, you get a little relieved and you get like into the zone of making ideas, of generating new ideas, and your mind get into this status of an idea after an idea after an idea. And I think it feels great and it gives you a little sense of accomplishment.
yeah.
So
You know what?
Start.
You know what I find one of the things I find interesting about brainstorming, and by the way, this is an incredible life hack, and could also be along the lines of sharpening your axe instead of diving right into something. But the thing that I thought of when you mentioned brainstorming is that brainstorming is usually a group activity. Okay, so
Exactly.
you're among a group of people. You've got a problem that you need to solve, and you create an environment where every idea is possible. You're open to everything. You're not criticizing or putting down anybody's ideas. You're just accepting everything in the hopes of coming up with a creative solution. But I think what you're talking about here, correct me if I'm wrong, is that you're saying that brainstorming can also be effective at an individual level. Is that right?
Yeah, of course it can be. I mean, we often use this technique at work, but you can also use it in your personal life. I mean, at
Okay.
work, for example, I can give an example of what we do at work, and many times with the technology and innovation team, which we work with some of my coworkers, we face this type of situations all the time. I mean, we need to implement a new technology or uh, simplify a new process, and we do need to get creative on an ideas. So brainstorming has helped us a lot in these cases, because we don't only get new and innovative ideas from it, but we also give light on what questions we had on certain topic, or what do we need to learn, or what do we need to understand better. So,
Mhm.
and as you may know, we all work remotely, so we get into Jamboard,
Wait,
which
what is that? Tell the audience about what a Jamboard is. I know what it is as soon as the word gets enough, but not it. Actually, you guys introduced me to what you and your teammates introduced me to Jamboards, and I think that they're awesome. So please tell us more what a Jamboard is.
Jamboard is a great tool for collaboratively work with
Hmm.
your partners, because it presents you with a whiteboard, and on which you can post post-it notes.
Yeah.
So everyone can write their ideas on these notes at the same time. And the way we do it is by setting the timer, and we set as an amount of time that we believe is appropriate for generating ideas. I mean, it doesn't have to be that much. 3 or 4 minutes works,
Yeah.
and we run the clock and start writing and writing and writing. All
And
ideas that have to do with our purpose goes to that notes in the Jamboard. And after that,
awesome.
we group them together, depending on the idea, and then we work on that ideas together.
Okay, perfect. Well, we've got about 5 minutes left, so I apologize if I am rushing you, Ale, but today's
That's okay.
episode has been action packed, and so I'm going to ask you to summarize the main benefits of brainstorming for our audience.
Sure. I mean, I think it has many, many, many benefits, but if I have to summarize, I would say that the first one could be having several ideas, solutions, or even new strategies.
Hmm.
Uh, the way it fosters creative thinking, I think that is great. Uh, it improves decision making, because when you have all your ideas in paper, you can evaluate them as you read them. And
Right.
and I believe that it promotes teamwork as well, because it is a fun activity to perform. I mean, you sometimes you get a little ridiculous ideas and you laugh about it, and it's kind of to fun thing to do.
Absolutely.
That will be the main ones.
Awesome. I appreciate that so much. So, I really love that you chose brainstorming for your life hack, and I think that brainstorming and time thieves can really go hand in hand. And but to bring this home for the audience, Ale, can you relate brainstorming to a personal story of yours? Give us sort of an image of how it might work in your life.
Well, well, I can think of a story. I mean, there was this time that one of my friends was about to get married, and of course we were really happy about him, but we were a little worried because it was the first bachelor party we had to throw. So we didn't have actually too much idea of what to do or everything. So we said, okay, let's get together and plan something. So my friends came to my place and we got together and we were like, what should we do? And so I got the idea of brainstorm ideas, and I gave them each of one of them a piece of paper and a pencil, and I said them, okay, let's play a game. We all have to write as many ideas as possible in 4 minutes, and the person who has the least amount of ideas will pay for food. So
Nice.
I mean, it's free food, so they all loved it and they went in like this. So we
Yeah.
we set the timer and we started writing. And I know they were a little skeptical at first, but I saw that they kept writing and writing and writing and writing ideas one after the other, and and I was thinking, okay, this worked, because we got from point A, that was we have no idea what to do, and all of a sudden we had like 27 different ideas, and it was great. I mean, some of them were a little ridiculous, so we didn't so we didn't proceed
There's
with
no
them.
such
But
thing as a ridiculous idea in brainstorming.
no, not in brainstorming, but after we evaluated them, I mean, they were kind of funny.
Yeah.
So I mean, we got a few ideas. Like one of them was like making t-shirts with his face printed on them. So that would have been fun, but we didn't proceed with that. Another idea was to make life-size cardboard cutouts of their favorite celebrities and have them as guests of the bachelor party. It
All
was
right.
too expensive, so we didn't proceed with that too. um, dressing him as a fairy tale. That one we
Hmm.
did.
All right.
And then the usual. I mean, fireworks, asado for food,
Yeah.
card games, and
That's
many more.
great. I have a vision of my mind. I wish I could have been there for that party. Um, Ale, thank you so much for your insights. We've got like 1 minute left. It's not like a super hard and fast rule that we end at 45 minutes, but we do want to respect our audience's time. And we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here. I think this was an amazing show. Vir and Ale, you had amazing insights. And I think that the audience can benefit from how you broke down both of your life hacks, time thieves being one and brainstorming being the other. And once again, I just thank you for your time. I invite the audience to please follow us on LinkedIn, check out our website at keylingo.com, share your insights with us. We'd love to have you back for an episode. I'd love to interview you next time if you've got an interesting story or an interesting topic that you'd like to cover. But Vir and Ale, once again, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for being on Lingo Live. Thanks for preparing for today. And it was a great experience for me, and I'm sure it was for the audience as well.
It was
Definitely.
great.
It was a great experience for me too. Thank you so much. It was really great to see you and to speak to the audience. Thank you for the invitation.
It's my
Thank
pleasure.
you all for being here. It was very fun, and I'm glad that we had the time to share some of our best PM life hacks. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, let's say goodbye. Everybody get back to
Thank
work.
you. Have a
Thank
great
you. Bye,
day.
everyone.
Thank
All
you.
Have
right.
a great
Bye.
rest of the
Bye-bye.
week.